How's it going, traders? Hopefully you guys enjoy this weekly Forex forecast, and make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. All right, we are going to start off for the Cot Report for the US dollar. And remember, you can get this Cot Report spreadsheet at patreon.com/FXTelepath. Links in the description down below. But first of all, the institutions got rid of 3,922 long positions, and they also got rid of 583 short positions. Now, on the weekly chart for the US dollar here, we are clearly, we had a huge rally down the past couple weeks, and we are basically in contact again with this weekly area of demand. And so that is why I think we are starting to see the dollar rally a little bit. It's a little bit more clear on the daily chart. If you pop into the daily chart here, we clearly, the momentum loss was clearly shown. We had this daily supply zone here that I called out a while ago, react perfectly off of it basically 3 times. But one thing that's very significant is this daily supply zone that's located at 109.6. What I think is going to happen on the US dollar, I think we will see more rallies this week in the US dollar to the upside, and then hopefully react off this daily supply to the downside. That is what I think is going to happen on the US dollar index. The first indication that that is going to happen, because nothing is 100%, is this 4-hour supply zone here on the DXY. We have a 4-hour supply zone at 106.825 right here, and we are reacting off of it perfectly basically 3 times now. So if we get this supply removed, then I think we will be going up to that daily supply, especially if this supply is also removed. Then I think we will see higher dollar prices, and then we will react off of the daily supply zone that I was talking about at 109.6. So this week, I think being bullish the US dollar is okay, but only on lower time frames until we can get to this daily area of supply. All right, EURUSD forecast. The past week, the banks added 7,052 long positions, and they also added 1,985 short positions. Now, looking at the Euro chart here, we clearly lost momentum on the weekly chart by removing this weekly supply, and we are currently pushing up. But if we pop into a daily chart here on the Euro, you can clearly see we're reacting off of my daily supply zone. And just like I said on the US dollar, in reverse, I think we will possibly be pulling back to this daily area of demand that is located at 1.007. And then from there, I think looking for longs is a good idea. Now, as far as trading the Euro US dollar right now goes, like I said on the US dollar, I think Euro US dollar shorts are okay. But they have to be on like a 1-minute, 5-minute chart right now, because we don't even have a 4-hour downtrend. Yes, we are losing momentum here and we are losing steam to the upside, but there is significant areas of 4-hour demand that could definitely push price higher. So if you are going to get in short, I would definitely look to take profits at 1.02. I would actually feel more comfortable shorting once we can get this 4-hour supply removed. And then if that happens, we'll have profit margin all the way down to this 4-hour demand or to that daily demand that I was talking about on the Euro US dollar. Now, what I am personally doing, I am a swing/position trader. So all I'm doing is waiting patiently for this daily demand to be hit, where I will look for a confirmation trade long in. And if you want to get confirmation trades, check out my Tier 1 membership, the bronze membership, if you want to get my daily chart analysis every single day. So definitely check that out. I'd be happy to see you guys join the team. All right, on to the gold forecast. The past week, the banks added 4,147 long positions, and they also got rid of 39,784 short positions. Now, if you look at a weekly chart, we clearly reacted off of this weekly demand to the upside, and what I said I was waiting for in the last couple forecasts was a daily confirmation, and we actually got that with the form of this supply zone right here being removed. Now, in last week's forecast, I did talk about this daily demand zone at 1722, and basically what I'm waiting for is for this daily demand to be hit, and then at that point, I will start to look for a 1-hour shift of momentum for confirmation to the upside. And what that is it is weekly demand being in control down here, and then daily confirmation, and then I will look for extra confirmation to prove to me that this daily demand will hold, and then hopefully I can get a long trade off of that daily demand. So that is what I am personally waiting for because I am a swing/position trader. Now, as far as day trading goes, just like I pointed out on this daily chart here, there is, a lot of profit margin down to 1722. Right now, where the price of gold is at 1750. So there is profit margin and profit to be made to the downside if you want to trade against this confirmation to the daily demand zone. So if you want to be doing that, the only thing I could suggest is maybe start to look for shorts on a 1-minute or a 5-minute chart. So basically just day trading shorts all the way down to that daily area of demand. Another option is, if you look here on the 4-hour chart, we clearly lost momentum here, and we broke this daily demand, leaving us with this supply on the 4-hour chart. So if price does pull up to this supply at 17.59, I think looking for a 15-minute confirmation trade to the short side is definitely okay. And then at that point, if you do get in short on a 1-minute, 5-minute, or a 15-minute chart, then at that point I think it's fine, but profits should definitely be taken before this daily area of demand at 17.22, and at that point we can switch our focus to longs as we contact that daily area of demand. All right, USD JPY forecast. The past week, the banks got rid of 12,820 long positions, and they also got rid of 3,404 short positions. Now, we clearly lost momentum here on the weekly chart and the daily chart. So now we are actually in contact with this weekly area of demand, and we also still have a pretty strong, overall weekly uptrend. So in my opinion, we want to be looking for longs, and I think the USDN is a great one to be looking for longs in. So we're not just going to buy; we need to see evidence that price is starting to shift up. Now, for me, the evidence I would need to see is if you come to a 4-hour chart, we have this very significant area of 4-hour supply at 141.46. And what I need to see happen is hopefully we can get a reaction off this 4-hour supply and then break it. And then any 4-hour demand that was responsible for doing that, I would be interested in trading that 4-hour demand, because that would basically be an H4 confirmation coming off of weekly demand and a weekly uptrend. So that is why I need to see evidence that this supply will be removed, because I do think that we could definitely have a reaction off of this 4-hour supply zone. But I definitely want to see it removed first before we just, hop in long, and that would be great confirmation. And remember, if we do get a 4-hour demand zone that is responsible, that I will be interested in trading, that will be available for the Patreon and YouTube members. Also, check out the Tier 2 Silver membership, where we go over many other pairs like USD JPY cross pairs, private live streams, high probability trading solvers, custom chart analysis, and all of that good stuff. And also confirmation trading videos where I break down exactly how I take confirmation trades that is not available on YouTube. So definitely check out that membership. We'd be happy to see you guys join the team and join the other members. Now, if we do get in long down there on USD Yen, there's this daily supply zone at 145, and I think we should be taking profits before this daily supply zone, because I do think we could see a reaction off of that supply if we do get up there. So hopefully all that makes sense on USDN. Remember, if you guys have any questions at all about any of my analysis, don't hesitate to leave a question down in the comments down below. I do respond to every single question. All right, now on to the GBP USD forecast. The past week, the banks got rid of 1,931 long positions, and they also got rid of 8,832 short positions. Now, in the comments down below, I want to know what pairs you guys are trading this week. Let me know if you're interested in trading the pound or exactly what you're looking for. I will respond to everybody. So as far as the weekly chart goes here on the pound, we clearly have weekly demand right here, and we clearly have weekly supply. And we're already starting to see this reaction off of this weekly supply zone at 1.20. Now, as far as trading this one, the big question is this weekly supply going to break, which would prove to us that we could start to see the pound start to continue to rally up, or is it going to fall? And what I would be looking for here is I'd be on this 4-hour chart. Clearly, we have a 4-hour uptrend with demand zones being respected right here and right here. And we also have a very strong 4-hour uptrend. So for me personally, what I am waiting for, since the pound is in a weekly supply zone and basically a weekly downtrend, what I'm looking for shorts is something like this, where we can remove this 4-hour demand zone and this upward trend line. And then at that point, if we are left with a 4-hour supply zone, I would be very interested in taking a short at that 4-hour supply zone. But we need to see the confirmation that this uptrend is going to be removed, as well as these 4-hour demand zones. Now, if you want to be trading long, I think it's fine, but since we only have a 4-hour uptrend that is the highest time frame that is trending, longs only must be taken on like a 1-minute, 5-minute, or a 15-minute chart to the upside using set and forget entries or whatever, however way you trade, support resistance, whatever you guys like to trade. I think longs are fine, but only on day trading timeframes, because I do think it's possible that we do break this 4-hour uptrend, and then if we come over to a daily chart, it is a little bit more clear. If we do break that 4-hour uptrend, I think getting a short is fine, but then we have to take profits at about 1.15 1.15395 at this daily area of demand. And at that point, I might look for longs in this daily area of demand because this is a very significant demand zone that not only removes supply, but also a downward trend line as well. So I'm very interested in this daily demand, but profits should be taken at that daily area of demand. So a little bit of a confusing time here in the pound, but I'd mostly be monitoring this H4 chart, looking for that confirmation short. And if we don't get it, we'll keep trending up, and then longs are fine on day trading timeframes. All right, onto the USD Canadian dollar. The past week, the banks got rid of 7,674 long positions, and they also got rid of 2,130 short positions. Now, first things first, we're going to look at the weekly chart. I did talk about how looking for shorts was fine in the USD CAD, but then we should start to look to take profits around this weekly area of demand that is located at 1.317. We have not contacted this demand zone yet. Depends on how you draw it. So I do believe we could see a move lower still in the USD CAD, but it doesn't mean, just because there's a demand zone, it does not mean we have to hit it exactly and then move up. So we can basically call this weekly demand in control. Now, as far as trading this one goes, there's a few options. The one option is, since we have a pretty decent 1 hour uptrend, we could be looking for like 5-minute or 1-minute long trades to trade along with that 1 hour trend, and then profits should be taken at this daily area of supply at 1.34. Or what we could do is look for a confirmation short trade coming off of this daily area of supply, and then we could be taking profits at weekly demand that I was just pointing out. So a few options here in USD CAD, a little bit of a confusing time we have, but at the end of the day, we have an overall weekly uptrend on USD CAD. So what I am hoping happens is we react off this daily supply lower, come deeper into this weekly demand, and then at that point, we'll have a better 4 hour downtrend, and then we can start to look for confirmation longs on the 4 hour chart. So I am personally staying away from USD CAD right now until we can see evidence that this weekly demand is in control. And then at that point, I will start to look for longs on the 4 hour chart using 4 hour confirmation. But longs right now only must be on a day trading time frame. And there's really not even that much profit margin in the daily supply, but you could definitely look for longs. But remember, take profits at that daily supply if you end up doing that. All right, looking at AUDUSD, the Aussie Dollar forecast. The past week, the banks got rid of 74 long contracts, and they also got rid of 2,008 short contracts. Now, remember, they are 70% short here on the Aussie Dollar on the Cot Report. So that is why the Cot Report is extremely important in your trading. As price starts to push up to this weekly supply, we are not seeing their positions switch from short to long here. They are still majority short, and I'm not surprised. We have a very strong weekly downtrend, and right now, we are reacting off of weekly supply. So what does that mean? That means, in my opinion, the only thing to be doing is looking for shorts. Now, as far as shorting it goes, I would be on this 4 hour chart. We did, in fact, get a 4 hour confirmation right here, but this is a very, very poor quality zone, a zone that I would never take. One thing that I take pride in on my YouTube channel is admitting when I wouldn't take a trade or when I would, whether it's a winner or a loser. So far, this trade would have been a winner, but I wouldn't have taken this in a million years. So that basically what this was is we had 4 hour demand that was removed, leaving us with a very, very poor quality 4 hour supply zone. It's barely supply. And we are reacting off of it right now to the downside. But the confirmation that I will need to apply my capital to a short position coming off of that weekly supply is something like this. Now, why this? Because this 4 hour demand will be removed, this upward trend line will be removed, and then if we can get the pullback to 4 hour supply, that is where I would be interested in taking a short position and applying my capital short on the Aussie US dollar. And if you look at the weekly chart, there's just tons of profit margin for a long-term hold here. It might be best to take profits on shorts before this daily demand, at least half of your profits or whatever you like to do. Because we could definitely see a reaction off this daily demand. But in my opinion on the Aussie dollar, it's shorts all the way. I will just be monitoring this 4 hour chart, waiting for this demand zone and trend line to be taken out, and then I will apply my capital short. And basically, I'm just looking for any 4 hour supply zone that looks good, and I'll be looking to trade that supply zone. Remember, I will have that supply zone for the YouTube and Patreon members, so don't miss out on this potential trading setup. All right, looking at USD Swiss franc. The past week, the banks got rid of 2,921 long positions, and they also got rid of 2,594 short positions. Now, we basically lost a lot of momentum here on the weekly and the daily chart, but the overall weekly trend is technically up, But this price action is actually just absolutely terrible. That's why USD Swiss has not been on my watch list for quite a long time now. We can basically call the lows being in control. So I think longs are best to be looking for longs. I would definitely look to take profit on longs before this daily supply at 0.98 if we do consider getting a long. And I wouldn't even really consider getting in long until we can get this H4 area of supply at 0.96 to be removed. And at that point, if we get it removed and we're left with 4-hour demand, you could use this 4-hour demand to look for a confirmation day trade inside of. Other than that, I'm not really seeing any potential setups. Shorting is a little risky right now. If you do really badly want to short, I would definitely just wait for this daily supply to be hit. And then however you like to trade, you could trade inside of that daily supply to the short side. But until then, I would just potentially be looking for longs, waiting for this 4-hour supply to be removed at 0.963. And then I think looking for longs on day trading timeframes is completely fine at that point, up to daily supply. All right, looking at crude oil, the past week the banks got rid of 6,900 long positions, and they also got rid of 10,381 short positions. Now, oil has not been working out exactly how I expected. We still have a 4-hour and 1-hour very strong downtrend, but the problem with trading short is if you come to the higher time frame, which is the weekly chart, you can clearly see that 3-month demand and weekly demand is all in control down here. And what we could be seeing right now, since the banks are still majority long on oil, is we could see them starting to push price down lower and get an even better buying opportunity. So what I believe we are seeing in oil is the banks continuing to acquire a long position to push price up to at least 105. The problem with that right now and just getting in long though is that I'm really not seeing any evidence that that is taking place. On the daily chart here, we had a positive reaction off this daily demand, and we actually just wicked through this demand, but I'm not calling it removed just yet. So to keep it very simple with you guys, what I'd be looking for here in oil, I would not be getting in short. Yes, we do have downtrends on a 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. So if you really, really badly want to trade short, it must be on like a 1-minute, 5-minute, or a 50-minute chart. Basically day trading shorts. It's technically fine. I wouldn't disagree with it to a certain extent. You could also look for a 5-minute, 50-minute confirmation coming off of this 4-hour supply. But what I'm waiting for on oil is something like this taking place. We remove this supply zone on the 4-hour and this downward trend line, and that would be my 4-hour confirmation. And at that point, I would look for longs in that 4-hour area of demand. So that's pretty much all I'm looking for here on oil. I am very bullish on oil. I do have a long-term investment in oil as well that is doing very, very well since the lows like down here or something like that. So that's why I'm looking to add to my position. I just need to see this 4-hour downtrend shift to the upside, which would be my confirmation. That price is going to be going higher, and then I would definitely look to take profits at about 105, 106. Hopefully you guys found this weekly Forex forecast helpful. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like and check out the Patreon or YouTube membership if you need help finding your supply and demand zones. It's only $5 CAD per month. Hope to see you guys there and hope to see you in the next video.